Hey everyone, welcome back to FUNRAVER and Friends. We are finishing up our first season with Miami Community Radio. Super, super excited, very, very grateful, and feeling absolutely blessed because we've had such an amazing season so far. And we are finishing it up with a hometown hero. We got Winter Wrong, aka Summer Wright.
That's up.
Yes, amazing musician, DJ, producer, singer. She's so, so talented. And we're just going to talk a little bit about her artist journey and featuring my homeboy, my son, my one and only Apollo.
Miss Apollo.
He wanted to join us today per request. Did a poll on my freaking stories asking if I should bring Apollo to MCR the last day, and everybody said yes.
And yes, and this is what he has to say.
Yeah. Get the sniffing noise.
Amazing.
Oh my God. Can you imagine that?
Spectacular.
So he's here joining us. We're super excited to just talk about Summer's journey so far in the music industry and what she has coming up. She just released her debut single, Duh, back in October, and she also performed in 3 Points, her original music. It was such a great show from what I saw, videos. I unfortunately wasn't able to attend the performance, but you know what? That's even better because now you have a reason to amaze me in the future because like every single time I see you
More
perform,
to come.
every single time I see you perform, like whether it be DJing or like, you know, the videos I saw of you singing for your first live set at 3 Points, like I'm always just so inspired because you really like your selection, your track choices are just so phenomenal. And like we talked about this previously about being like musicians and singers and how you work so hard to get a certain point and it really is just coming full circle for you. And it's just been such a great thing to see your journey and to see you progress. And yeah, we're all just so proud of you and we can't wait to see you release more music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to like say congratulations for that and amazing sets. You know, we had you feature a guest mix just now. So I just wanted to give you like maybe a little interview, talk about your artist journey and like, you know, just have a little kiki.
It's very surreal.
Yeah, it is. Tell me more about why it feels surreal.
It's surreal that anyone cares. I mean,
Dude. Yeah.
you know, like you just do it and I don't know. The reason why I got into it was just because I felt like I kept trying a bunch of different things and nothing stuck. And I was just like, it like happened to me like a dream, you know?
Okay.
And then like I was out one night, went to the first club ever when I was like 20, and I was in Amsterdam with my cousin, and I don't know, ever since then I was like, okay, this is it, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I was doing music before, but I was like pretty lost in the direction I wanted to take it.
Yes.
And not very empowered by the people I was around. So yeah, it's just surreal because it went from like not really being validated in a room to creating like a whole project, like from scratch, producing it and writing it. And yeah,
Absolutely. And to like just be clear, you produced
yes,
your whole album.
yes,
Because you're that girl. You did
I'm
that
that
shit.
bitch.
No, of course. And like let's like raise you up and empower you because
Yeah.
producing a whole record is like not an easy feat whatsoever. And just even more amazing to know that you like have been able to like produce and just sing and like just activate so much energy into this project of yours.
Yeah. Don't listen to people. I had someone tell me that I didn't need to learn how to produce. That's why I had them.
That's a messy comment to tell someone.
Yeah, they're like, no, you can just sing, you can just write the vocals. Like,
wow.
you don't need to learn how to produce. Like, that's why you have me. And ever since then, I was like, oh no, fuck this.
No, you wanted to learn.
I was like, no, this is old. Your production is stale. This is like, this is not it. I don't want to sign off on this. I don't want my name on it. So I was like 21. That's when I started producing. So it was like around that time that I got that comment, and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
All right, time to put my big girl pants on and just learn and do the damn thing.
Sometimes I feel like we need someone to say some shit to us so we can just like...
It's like, ugh, I don't have to deal with this shit.
I'm going to prove you wrong because like I'm that girl. Exactly.
But
I don't
also
have to deal with it.
Just to articulate your ideas.
Yeah.
Like to actually make what you hear in your head is like a whole nother level of empowerment for me. I don't know. Because I went from like barely being able to explain what I was imagining
Right.
to like now being able to make it or describe it or like show someone the direction, you know, that I'm being called towards or whatever it is, you know?
Yeah.
So,
And it's such a like interesting experience being a femme, queer, trans, or like a woman in the music industry, because like you have so many men that are producers, sound engineers, and you know they have a certain idea of what you want to bring out, but it's only like what it's really gonna always have like a taste of what they have. So like you learning how to produce is like empowering yourself and like putting your thing into it.
If you're going to go to other people for them to produce for you, they're always going to have their own taste to it, their own vibe, their own flavor. It's like no one's going to do it as best as if you actually learned and did it yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's the most accurate, I would say.
I agree. And I think that's why it's so important to empower young femmes and queer artists, producers to actually learn producing, sound engineering, sound design. And like I just like it's just props to you because it's work that's not unseen. It's like a lot of people see what you're doing and they take inspiration. I take inspiration. I know a lot of us, a lot of fellow DJ colleagues, whatever you want to call them, really just like look DJ friends.
I'm gonna go see my colleagues in the club.
Yeah, no, literally, I actually kind of goes a little hard. Not gonna say, but you know, we receive inspiration from everything that's poured into the community. But yeah, if you could just maybe tell me more about your prior experience as a musician and like just a little bit about your history in the past and how that led you to where you are right now.
My herstory.
Yeah, your herstory. I love that word.
This is my herstory.
What's the herstory? Open the textbook. What's the herstory of Winter Wrong?
Well, first and foremost, I got put into vocal lessons when I was 4. Shout out to my mother.
She wanted you to sing.
No, not even. I was just like in the bathtub making up little songs and singing and just like, I don't know, literally making up stuff. And my mom was like, wait, why does she kind of tear though? I'm like, wait, why does she sound kind of good?
She's like, I'm going to put her in vocal lessons.
She's like, I'm going to see this through.
That's great. She believed in your potential. That's
yeah.
so amazing.
I will say, amongst all the BS and everything, you know, parents, children, whatever, you know, I will say both of my parents thankfully have supported my music journey.
Amazing.
They got a little scared when I started to DJ.
Oh, okay.
They're like, you're out really late. And I'm like, I promise I love it. And I'm like, I'm participating in a way that's like not maybe what you think it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You don't
like,
have to be like going crazy.
Hammered, as my dad would say with his Boston accent.
What do you say?
Hammered.
That's so
you don't
cute.
have to get hammered.
That's funny. I want to hear that live in person. You don't have to get hammered. Summer.
Exactly. Summer. Why are you out so late, Summer? You getting hammered?
So you started off as a singer.
You
started
really
singing super young.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your main thing.
The first time I ever performed, I was 7.
Yes, girl.
And I sang, so this is Love from the Cinderella movie, bitch.
Aww.
And I was like in my little dress and I just stood there like so still. But like my legs were like shaking.
Yeah.
Like I was terrified. I was terrified of performing until probably like now.
What made you like get used to the fear or the anxiety that comes with performing?
Honestly, I'm going to be so real with you. I'm just now getting good at coping with the anxiety of performance.
What helps with that for you?
I think you have to build a ritual. I'm like still figuring out what works for me. I feel like I'm a overthinker. So I definitely need something that's going to like pull me down to like ground zero, what's in front of me. And like also just trusting that, you know, if you do your due diligence with having the inner conversation with yourself and realizing like what you put out is what you get and the people around you are a reflection of who you are to a certain extent. Like you start like building this confidence and you start building like this inner belief. So it's like if you follow that and you trust that, then it will be much easier to like translate that in a live setting. But it took me a while. It's like a lot of just acceptance and just trusting that all the work that you've put in will like ultimately show,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's just getting to that point of being like, I'm about to go on and I practice and I'm just going to go and I'm going to have fun. And like, this is
Yeah.
it. Cause it's like, that's what the 3 Points show kind of taught me. I spent like 4 months preparing
Amazing.
and,
wow.
it was like 4 months for 30 minutes of my life.
Yeah.
And I was so anxious. And like, I just remember after doing it being like, why did I stress out so much?
Yeah.
You know, but it also, to be fair, it was like the first time I had performed in 6 years live.
Right.
So
it meant a lot to you.
It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. It was really nice to be like, before I was in a band, like 6-7 years ago. And like, I obviously I don't play any instruments well enough to like play it in a band. If you put it in front of me, I'll do something that sounds nice. But like, I couldn't keep up like that. So like, I was just writing kind of the lyrics and, you know, I had no control over the sound of the project. So that also came into play. It's like, okay, this is like really my taste.
Yeah.
This is like really what I like. And it's a mix of like my past and my present. And so it's an interesting thing. Very full circle.
I think it is a very full circle.
Yeah.
I think about how a lot of musicians who start off being trained, whether that be like classically or like in other forms, like, you know, theatrically, they make a full circle with their musical journey. And it's just really, really interesting to see how everybody's journey is. I know a lot of my fellow musician friends also have like very interesting journeys. But I want to talk to you more about how your transition into DJing happened. I know you were talking about how you started going to, I guess we could call them like electronic events or raves or whatever, like at age 20.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I've
And
like
then
had like little blimps of like electronic influence, obviously like 90s stuff. And
Yeah.
like, that was also like popular music at the time, like for my parents. And so I listened to some stuff like that growing up. But yeah, I was 20. The first club experience I ever had, I was in Amsterdam. I was at Markentine. And I saw DJ Harvey, which like 3 years later on the same lineup, which is crazy.
Wow. Full
Like
circle
the
indeed.
person that kind of like influenced me to start.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of when it happened. And then I came back to Florida. I was working at a record store in Fort Lauderdale. I don't know if you know Radioactive Records.
Yes, I do.
So I used to work there.
Amazing.
And there was this guy who was interning down the street at a hotel. And he came in and he was a DJ. And he spun vinyl. And he was more into like techno and things of that nature. And I just remember him talking to me in the front, being like, oh, you have a really cool scene in Miami. And I was like, this is so funny because I just got back from this trip and was trying to find that here.
Right.
And then this guy just comes into my job like
Wow.
a week after I had just got back.
That's some sort of manifestation.
Yeah, it was
right
really
there.
crazy. And then he's just like
Amazing.
dropping names. He like told me about like Sister System,
Yeah.
IMBT, like the people,
All the Miami
all the
biggies,
Miami
yeah.
people, you know, and it was just crazy. Like those were like the two specific people that he told me about. And then I remember just like following them on Instagram and then seeing like the flyers that they posted and
Yeah.
following a bunch of people. And then the first person to ever invite me to a rave was Bort.
Oh, yeah? No way.
I used to hang out at Gramps every Tuesday before I knew anyone. I used to go just by myself.
You talking about to like when
When it was Synth Battle and it was
Okay.
like terrestrial funk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to
Okay.
those by myself like
Oh.
for months
Yeah.
because I don't know, I'm really outgoing and then I'm also not.
Yeah.
If I'm in my element, then I'm fine and I'm chatty, but then if I'm like somewhere new, I'm like pretty quiet, like,
Right.
to myself.
Just need to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And like a lot of us, I think, start off going to events alone, and that's totally okay. Like you need to go and just explore by yourself
Yeah.
until you build your own community.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And then literally Bort came up to me and he's like, your vibe is cool. Like you're dancing here. Like what's your name? Da da da. And we like
Cute.
became friends. And he handed me a flyer, and the flyer was like Simo Cell, like Bitter Babe, IMVT, and it was at the warehouse across the street from the corner.
Oh wow.
I got towed that night.
Damn. Oh my god.
So I got the full,
Miami experience.
very full Miami experience,
Yeah.
and I've had that about 3 times. So please watch where you park.
Please be careful.
Yeah,
All of us
I learned
here
my lesson. Yeah, I learned my
know.
lesson the first 2 years of going out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's like a rite of passage at
yeah,
this
and I
point.
live so far north, so
Yeah.
then
Mhm.
I'm stuck out
God.
here with my car in Miami, and I gotta ask someone who lives in Miami,
Us Broward
hey,
girlies suffer.
can you take me home? I'll get you breakfast.
That's sweet of you, though.
Please.
Yeah. I'll smoke you out.
Right, I'll smoke you out. Just like come over. My dogs are really nice. I have a big couch.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally understand. That's definitely a story that I have told as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, it's crazy. Just to see like your journey passing as a singer into like a musician in a band, you were a songwriter and then transitioning into DJing, like man, I just feel so I just I resonate really heavily with what you're telling me about like seeing a certain artist live and then going and trying to find your own community and scene in your own city.
Yeah, I
And
just
then
knew I was like,
finding them.
I kind of want to do that. Like, I
Yeah.
want to curate a room. I want to set a
Yeah.
vibe. Like, I'm always mixing in my head. I'm always coming up with stuff in my head.
Yep.
So it was like, it just felt like a no-brainer. Like, once I saw it and it happened, it just
Mhm.
like, I don't know, opened my electronic eye. You know, like it opened
That's
up my
amazing.
my eyes for sure. Like it just was like a full pivot.
No, it definitely changes you as a person. Like your music just transitions with you as an individual.
Yeah.
And then, oh, it's just so wonderful seeing everybody like build community through their musical journey, which leads me into my next question about internet friends and how, because like this is kind of the collective that you are part of with Gami,
Yeah.
Ultra Them, Miami Princess, DJ Queen, Let's Hear It. And
Mm-hmm.
like you guys are like such a double threat, like, and killing it together also with Steffi, SDRV,
Yeah.
making up the collective internet friends. You guys throw amazing parties. You guys are having such amazing queer intentional spaces for these parties, for queer, BIPOC, trans DJs and producers to come and perform. And yeah, just tell me more about how you guys started off, how you joined, like what your journey
Yeah.
has been like with them.
So Gami and I have been friends for like 4 or 5 years now.
Nice.
When we met, I was just like, we became friends like pretty quickly, and I was helping them out a lot and just like setting up the parties with them. But like,
You guys met through the scene, I'm assuming?
yeah, through the scene, yeah,
Okay.
through mutuals.
Yeah.
And when the internet friends thing kind of happened, it's like she kind of asked Steffi and I to be more like resident DJs, you know?
Yes.
And you know, I'm there for her, like whatever she needs. I'm always down to help and participate, and like that's just kind of the dynamic that we have, you know.
Yeah.
We're just in a group chat, a bunch of friends, and we're like, we're gonna do this day, and
Mm-hmm.
it's very, very like chill.
Yeah, DIY,
Yeah,
let's just make it happen.
right,
No, for
exactly,
sure.
yeah. And I'm like, okay, what do you need?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay,
keep
cool.
it simple.
Yeah, and it was just like a kind of like a intention, like a collective. You guys just decided, like, let me just start throwing parties, and then.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
for me, I'm more focused on like the artistry side of it and like
Mhm.
making music and producing and stuff like that. But like, that's what I'm saying. We're there basically to help Gami in any way that she needs.
Yeah.
But we're like mainly just like resident DJs
Okay.
for the
And
collective.
How's your like experience been DJing? Just
It's been
throughout
fun.
Miami?
It's been crazy.
Mhm.
I've seen a lot.
God.
Yeah, and I love it. It's very exciting. I'm finding new ways to love it and different ways to love it. I
Mhm.
think that with anything that becomes a routine
Yeah.
or regular, you have to keep it exciting for you. So I'm like
Yeah.
in this phase right now where I'm like, how do I keep it fun for me? How do I keep it really authentic and
Mhm.
really emotionally tied
Yeah.
to me?
Yeah.
Because I think the more you play, the more people put you on lineups where they feel like you need to cater.
Yes. Absolutely.
and I'm done catering.
Yeah. Like there's a certain expectation.
I'm not serving any food, sweetheart. I'm not catering.
Yes, I love that. That's so funny. You're just not wanting to meet anyone's expectations. You just want to do
Right.
your own thing.
I'm just like, yeah, I think that it's a dangerous game when you start playing it because I feel like I started to play that game for a little bit and I wasn't excited.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why am I doing this?
Yes. Great question for yourself to ask.
Right. I'm like, I'm going to go play and do whatever I want. Obviously, if you're going to book me, know that I have taste. Know that I can read the room. You know, like if you can't trust your DJ to read the room, then probably don't.
Find another DJ.
Right.
Ouch.
Like if you're going to, you know, I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. Like
work. You're absolutely right. It's just about like kind of like making sure that you bring what you are good at.
Right. I'm ready to say no now.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay to say no. I think that it's okay to play gigs that you want to play that matches what you're going for. Because like and this is something I'm learning now, so don't clock me because I know. I'm learning it. I'm learning this because you don't have to take up every space.
Yeah.
Not every space is for you. You might have the opportunity to do it, but like, I don't know.
Be selective.
If it's not going to feed you in the way that it might feed someone else, then let that other person have the opportunity.
Yes.
Because then you're creating like this really authentic energy in the room, and that's ultimately going to like translate to the people and the crowd, and it's just going to make the party that much more inviting and enticing and fun.
Yeah, and it's important to be intentional with what we choose to DJ and put our energy into. And I resonate completely with what you're saying about like it's okay to say no. It's okay to like
it's hard, especially if you have anxiety. I get it.
Yeah, and if you want to keep performing and like get yourself out there, that's totally valid. But you know, once you get to a certain point in your musical journey, your artist career, you're like, I need to focus on things that like really align with me and like light me on fire and make me feel
and
good.
The more people will see you for who you are, and like the more people that are around you will align with you, and that's kind of the goal is the community and the alignment.
So what events would set you in alignment like that? Would you say like, you know, anything in particular that you
have done
or
that I want to do?
Yeah, anything really. Yeah.
I don't know. That's such a tricky question. I feel like I've been working towards this goal of just being like a sustainable artist, that I feel like I have to think about that, you know? I have to think about that because it's a good one. Yeah. I'm like, I would just love to, I don't know. I wish we had more production value in Miami. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Explain,
like in live settings.
Like, explain.
Like, I have a friend in here, Nika, and they did the visuals for me for 3 points, but we kind of have conversations about how do we like elevate the space intentionally. Like how do we set up different lighting cues and I get that there are things like that for parties but more methodical and more intentional and more subliminal.
Yeah. Okay.
So making it like an all senses experience. And if you choose to like look into the deeper meaning of the party or the decorations or the lights or the cues, and especially with like a live set, like I would love to start incorporating different like elements with people and dancers and fabrics and poetry and you know, like it goes as deep as it can, you know.
Make it like a multidisciplinary, all immersive experience. I totally understand.
And that's hard, and that's budget.
Yeah, it's budget.
That's budget.
That's all budget.
Like it's hard.
Oh, man.
I mean, we could sit here and write a bunch of blueprints for a bunch of parties and but then you have to like take a step back and be like really strategic about it, and it sucks because it's so expensive here, but it's just a part of the process. And jumping in between both of those hats is like very tricky because you can't be stuck in one of them for too long because then you just like fuck yourself over. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. It's
or
hard.
you find someone to help you.
Yeah.
Which I'm learning to accept the help. but
Yeah.
it's been hard.
It's important to build a team. And to
Yeah.
have some support behind this whole project that you're creating, you know.
Right.
I guess I wanted to also ask you, like, how has it been working with these other artists? I know Nika's like very active, especially within the visuals community. Shout out to you, Nika. Like, seriously, contribute to so many parties here in the scene, as well as like other artists that have also helped you, guided you. What is that? What is that like for you, contributing and collaborating with these people?
I'm getting better at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. I'm before I wasn't really collaborating musically with people. I think
Mhm.
it's so funny because the people that I tend to collaborate with the most are visual artists.
Yeah.
Whether it's like photographers or videographers or just like any sort of physical art.
Mhm.
And I love it. I think it's fun. It's like I used to do film in high school,
Cool.
and we did like some competitions. We were able to travel for it. It was really fun.
Nice.
And I loved it. So there's always something in me that like, it's funny. There was one period of my life where like I just kept meeting photographers like back to back to back, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay,
Yeah.
like I love it. This is awesome. But with music stuff, I'm getting better. I really want to produce with people. It's just
Mhm.
tricky because I have like this deep rooted need to like do it myself because I have relied on people for so long. But that's a me thing, and I gotta
Yeah.
work through that. You know, like
That's
I'm
okay.
aware of that.
Yeah.
So I definitely push myself to work with people. And that first 15 minutes, I like am so awkward and I like want to rip my hair out. And then
Yeah.
you like lay down a little bass line. And you're like,
I feel it
oh
now.
wait, this is fun. I like this.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like, when are we gonna meet
I
next?
love it. And then you just like vibe off of each other's energy and
Yeah,
create
most
such
of it's in
beautiful
your head.
things. Yeah.
That's the one thing I will say is like
Gotta push
most of
past
it's in your
that.
head. Yeah.
Push past that barrier, like especially if you're an artist that has difficulty receiving help or maybe
Right.
collaborating with other people. It's all really mostly in your head, and talking through with it, and just like
Yeah. Be honest.
yeah,
It's better to just be honest and tell people what you're struggling with
Mhm.
and go from there.
Exactly. Yeah. What's
Mm.
inspiring you lately? What's inspiring you as an artist?
Right
person?
now,
Mhm.
it's like not even art. It's like I'm on my hippy dippy shit, you know?
Love that for you.
I'm like looking for like the deeper meaning in life. And
That's
like,
beautiful.
yeah, I know I joke around about it, but yeah, I'm on this kind of journey right now about like just trusting the process,
Yeah.
letting the universe kind of guide me, looking for
Mhm.
the signs, the alignment. I'm like, when you start to believe in that stuff, it's just like crazy the synchronicities that
It is.
happen.
Yeah.
So once I started seeing the little synchronicity, I was like, yeah, you know what?
Mhm.
This is working.
It's important to like pay attention to those things that help you stay
Yeah.
grateful and present in the moment.
Yeah.
You're like, it wasn't always like this that things were aligning for me, and now everything is kind of like
Right.
going what I want, and it's just
Or
I'm
the
really
trusting it will.
yeah.
You know, at some point, like nothing is
Mhm.
permanent.
It's important to stay like
Yeah.
in that energy where you believe positive and good things can happen to you. Like absolutely, especially as an artist, you just need to be like believing in yourself constantly.
Right.
It's hard
Right.
though. It's so hard, and like it's important to also build a community and have that support behind you.
Yeah.
But that's like amazing. It's good to hear that you feel so empowered in your journey, that you're like beginning to like really feel so aligned with
Yeah.
where you're at, because I know like we've discussed this previously, just like one-on-one, that you've felt like there was moments where you felt held back by other people, or people didn't believe in you, and like they were defining your sound,
Right.
defining the barriers in which you could push yourself out of, and it's just really empowering to hear that now it's just the complete opposite, and you're creating everything. And
Right.
getting next into your music, you just released your first single, Duh.
Yeah.
And that was this past month in October, and you also performed it at 3 Points, and you released the visual, and you had the album cover was designed by Yana, right?
Yana, yeah.
Shout out
Versus
to Yana.
Yana.
Oh my goodness.
Or
love-
Long Con, if you
Yeah.
will.
And I just love the art. I love the whole concept.
Thank you.
And the song was really funky. Been playing it in the car like a
Yay.
lot. Not gonna lie.
It's so funny because like I wrote that song like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, now it's like here.
You know,
it's
and I'm like,
present.
I'm
You
over
birthed
it.
her.
I'm like, I'm over it. You guys are gonna wait for like the next one.
Mhm.
I'm already like, I'm sitting on so much music. I'm just,
Yeah.
I like to torture myself, I guess.
That's okay. I mean, like, so long as you're making music, that's really all that matters, you know. And like, how has that been, like, creating music and making your original music
It's
present in the
waves.
world?
Everything is waves.
Yeah.
Like, I'll make music, I'll sit down, write a bunch of songs in like a few days, and then not touch it for a couple of weeks, and then come back and write for another week or a few days, take a break. Like, with music, I put less pressure on myself to do stuff now.
Yeah.
'Cause then when I do feel drawn to make music, like, I don't know, the process is just enjoyable. It's like inspiring. I don't know. Well, when you're just relaxed and you're creating stuff and you're in a flow, yeah. Yeah, it happens for me random times.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at just like documenting things even when I don't have time to make music. My voice memos are insane.
I love voice memos.
If anyone got into my phone and heard my voice memos, you would not think I know how to make any music, because it just sounds crazy.
The craziest voice memos are always making the
I
hardest
know.
tracks.
Honestly, I just take my voice memos. I like hum out a note or a pattern or whatever, and I take my voice memo, throw that shit into Ableton, and I convert that into a melody.
Cute.
Like convert melody into MIDI.
Okay, crazy.
Yeah, literally, I take the voice memo, and then it converts it into like the notes.
I love that. Wow.
Hack.
That's amazing. That's cool.
Yeah,
Crazy.
take your voice notes and do it.
Literally. Oh my God. Okay, well, I think we gonna wrap up the questions now for the interview, but just wanted to say thank you so much for doing your sets and also just being our last guest at the season finale of FUNRAVER and Friends. Super excited just to see your journey and talk about everything that's been going. Yeah, he's been super chill. I'm telling you, he loves laying.
Good smack.
Good smack. He's a good boy. Yeah, he's my fave.
Aww.
It was a good decision to bring him. But
I had so much fun. Thank you for having me.
You can tell the peeps where to find you.
You can find me everywhere at Winter Wrong. I don't use X, but maybe I will one day again, and that will be DJ Winter Wrong. But everything else, under Winter Wrong.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be fun.
This is Vibraciones, aka Flowing Frequency, tuning you out for our last episode here at FUNRAVER and Friends. Thank you, and shout out to Miami Community Radio for being here, an amazing part of the community. And yeah, you can find us at FUNRAVER on Instagram, and you can also follow me at Flowing Frequency. Have a great evening, guys. We love you. And yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Stay safe.
Be great.